Hey guys, welcome back to another drawing tutorial. So today we're going to be doing a cheetah. So, cat face, much like the leopards and the snow leopards and things like that. Very, very similar type of animal, maybe just a smaller head, and it has just those characteristic black lines that go down around the eyes, connect the mouth to the eyes. So we'll start with the eyes. So the eyes are right up here in the top half of our page, just right on that top sort of third section. So right up here. And we just start with a black line, like so. And then this curves across like this. Real flat sort of line. This sort of comes down to a point at the side here, and then it's going to come back in like this, and then it's going to go around to here, and then back down like so. And of course this comes all the way down around the mouth and the nose, but we'll do the rest of the eye first. So in here we have the iris, so it's just curved line coming around like so, and the pupil then is just here. And then what we're going to do is colour in all that black section just around. So you could leave some edges sort of white, some white shiny parts if you wanted, or you could just colour the whole thing in. I might leave some dark white parts. Dark white parts. Leave some white highlights. And then just going to darken up the top portion as well. Just make it a bit thicker. Bring it right across the top of that pupil, just to give it that more cheetah-like look, like so. So then we are going to come over and do the other eye. So it's about 2 eyes across. So if you measure his eye, 1, 2, just here. So real wide nose on these animals. So we're going to go up here and around, just like this one, and flat across here and down to a point on the side. Just like that. And then this, of course, again is going to come back around underneath, just here. And down, it'll start to go down here, like that, like this side. And then the iris is just in on there like the other side as well. So we curve around and go up the other side. The pupil then, same place as the other side, just here. And then we're going to just make these lines thicker and colour them in dark black. And of course you can leave some white highlights if you wanted, or you could just colour it in all dark black. Right, so now the those lines that come down, those real dark lines that cheetahs have. So we're going to bring it down to here, and then it's going to curve right out. So it curves right out and around the snout like this, and the other side's pretty much the same. So it's going to curve down like so and around both sides. And this comes down, and then it just goes under, becomes thinner down here. It comes down to a point down here. And you could probably make these maybe a little bit thicker just there on the side of his mouth. Like that. And then there's, from the edge of the eye, there's two sort of lines that come down the edge of the eye as well. So it comes down here. They're kind of like long cheetah spots. They come down just straight down the side of his face. Just here. Same on the other side. Like that. And then we're going to go up and finish his mouth. So we're going to bring this line up here. This comes right up to the middle of where his nose is. And then this comes back down and touches down here. Of course then he has dark section in here for his lip. Shadow all in there. And then his chin comes down around. You can do a zigzag line just to show that it's kind of hairy, sort of spiky kind of line like that. And then maybe some lines that come down from the middle of his mouth, just here as well, just to give a bit of a darker shade, like that. So, let's see, the nose. So, coming up from this part, just here, we're going to start with a V, just like this. And then we're going to extend it wider, just out and up to here. It's kind of a curvier line, so it's going to curve this way and up to there. Ooh, went a bit further on that side, so I'll just fix the other side, like that. And then this comes across, like so on both sides. And then they curve down in the middle, back over there. And then there's two nostrils just in here, like that. Another one here. And a line kind of up the middle, just there. And then the nose is mostly dark black, and there's probably just some white highlights and stuff like that, but we can colour it in. The nostrils, anyway, they're definitely dark black. Dark around here, thickening up some of these sections. Dark black in there. And then it's mostly dark black on the rest of his nose, so it's kind of maybe on the edges of his nostrils here, it's left a bit white, see? And then around the edges here too. Anywhere there's kind of like a bump on his nose, you want maybe to leave a little bit of white. So leaving certain little bits white. You could of course colour the whole thing in black. It would probably still look just as good. Or maybe black with some pink or stuff like that, whatever you think yourself. Remember, it's your drawing. Do what you like. Feel inspired. And then we have that black line here. And then we just have some lines just for the side of his snout just here. So coming up, just a sort of a diagonal line up here. A light sort of hairy line. And then it's going to come up to a little shape here in the middle of his nose. And then this line is going to travel up the whole way. There's a hairy kind of line that goes all the way up to the middle of his forehead, just here. It goes right up to nearly the top of my page there. Yeah, so just here, cheetahs kind of have this sort of hairy part that comes up around their back and comes down the other side, but some of them do anyway. And then the top of his head comes around here and comes all the way down to the ears, which are about here. So same on the other side. And we have an ear just in here then. And don't worry if your lines are sort of hairy or sketchy, that'll just make it look furry. And then we have an ear sticking off up here. Curves around. Like so. And then we have sort of a dark portion inside. So the dark inner ear part. And there's like hair sticking up. And then a darker part up here too. Like so. And then same on this side. So we're going to bring it up and around. So it comes all the way down, same level down here. All the way down. And then we have this dark portion as well. Darker shade for the inner ear. And some hairlines that come across it. And some up here too. Like so. And then the rest of his head comes down around here, touches his shoulders, and then goes off down this way. So from the ears we can do just the rest of his head. So it's going to go down in here, down this way, like so. Same on the other side. All the way down. This, and then it's going to go to his shoulders and off down the page here. All the way down, like so. Now, so the spots, right? So we have lots of spots on a cheetah, and they kind of get bigger as they go down the body. So they're sort of smaller around the face. So, let's see. So we have two big ones just here that kind of stick up just above his eyes, just here. And these usually have some sort of eyelashes sticking out of them, or sort of whiskers that come out from up above them. There's another one here. And maybe another few whiskers just. They probably provide some sort of sensory information for it. Then, so some hairlines just across the top of his eye on both sides, just here, coming up and around, like so. Kind of like sort of eyelid lines, just coming across his eyes, maybe down a bit towards his snout, just here, like so. And then we have one just coming up here as well on both sides. And some underneath, just here. Just like a bottom eyelid line, just there like so. Now, so there's all dots in the middle of the head. So we'll just start adding them. Let's see. So small ones at first. So lots. And they get darker here in the middle because this is a crease in the middle of his head. And some of these go down just around the side of his head here as well. And it's pretty much a mirror image, so whatever you do on this side, it's not exactly a mirror image, but you know, if you do dots like this on this side, you could do the same thing over here. So you could do like some dots and lines coming down here. Coming down the side of the face. Like that. Something similar down here. And they don't have to be perfect circles. They're just general sort of dots and dashes, I guess. And they kind of get bigger as we go down this way. Like so. We'll do the smaller ones that are on the middle of his head up here. So there's not much I can say really for this section. You just gotta keep adding dots. That's it. And they kind of follow this sort of pattern. They sort of go in lines, sort of that way maybe a bit. And then there's loads on his cheeks just here that go this direction towards his eye, so just like towards his nose, should I say, this way. So like lots of small ones up in here. Same over this side pretty much. they get slightly bigger as we start to travel down. And there's a line that sort of come down to form where his head sort of meets his chin. So there's like a line of them that goes diagonal this way, down to just underneath his chin here. And then they go back up this way as well. So it's like forming this V section for where his neck meets his body. And they start to get really big now down here. So much bigger down on the leopard's body, see? Like this. Not leopard, cheetah. I always get confused. Keep adding. You need a lot of patience for these sorts of animals because they got so much spots and little details and things on them. And then more as we go down. Keep adding. Real big now down here. Lots of spots. And they're all real big down here. Okay, I think that's probably enough. You could add more if you wanted, or less, of course. But I'm gonna stop the spots there and do the whiskers, and that's pretty much the last thing we gotta do. I'm just gonna add some hair just here, maybe. some lines for hair going around his chin. Maybe like that. And then the lines for the whiskers, so they have those dots that come in, you know, on the snout, just here. So, and same on the other side. Trying to follow that curve around his mouth, like so. I've been guilty of forgetting whiskers in the past, so can't forget them on this one. So now the whiskers come out just from these, so kind of just big sort of curvy lines that travel down from those spots, just down like this. Some longer, some shorter. Like so. I'm just gonna fix up maybe this line a bit more. Make it really stand out, because it's definitely one of the bigger major characteristics of the cheetah. Those lines come up around the eye. Like so. And there you go. That is how to draw a cheetah. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.